Welcome back to London Today. I'm with Andrew Zook from Plantworthy Food. Thank you for being here, Andrew.
Thanks for having me.
So I'm really excited about this product because I discovered it while reading one of the magazines. I think it was London Ink.
Okay, yeah.
And then it was like there's a bit of a transition going on right now. And I think part of it comes from the cost of meat and things. A lot of people are at least going halfway plant-based through their week, or they're going fully plant-based. So I was really excited to read about your product. So tell me all about your business and how you created it and what types of products that you offer.
Yeah, for sure. If it takes me back, in 2017, I met my now wife. And she was plant-based the majority of her diet, but she was also celiac.
Yep.
So celiac is gluten-free. And I grew up playing a ton of sports. Honestly, a healthy meal was chicken nuggets, high protein. Like, it was not plant-based, and I didn't even know where to start with this kind of food. But I did decide that she's a busy professional, that I'd take on the cooking for our household. So I started learning plant-based recipes. And really, these days, everything's online. So over the next couple of years, I was able to figure out different recipes and alternatives to the normal diet that most people eat. And the big thing is cashews. They're so high in fat, but you can make these deliciously creamy cheeses.
I know that about them. They're really good.
Yeah, so the one downfall from it is you almost need a high-speed blender.
Yep.
Very expensive, and we got married in 2019, and someone gifted us one. So I started throwing in cashews, making cheese for, I grew up a ton of mac and cheese, that orange powder, like I think everyone did for the most part. And I was sort of missing that once I went over to plant-based. So I started making this cashew sauce in my blender, and I poured over noodles, and it was delicious. But the thing was, a lot of people don't have these expensive blenders. No, so what I was thinking was I wanted to bring these creamy cashew sauces to the mass market so people could enjoy having that convenience of essentially that orange cheese powder we grew up with, but a healthier version. So with that, we've got our 5 products that we sell. So right here, we've got our variety pack. So it has 4 sachets in each.
Okay.
In there, again, it's a powdered plant-based cheese, very similar to that orange cheese powder you grew up with.
Okay.
But ours is made primarily out of cashews.
Okay. A lot healthier than the orange cheese.
Yeah, so our original, it only has 5 ingredients.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so really I just reverse engineered what I was doing in the blender, but then I just want to make a powder form. So it stores in your pantry, doesn't have to be refrigerated, and it's ready for when you are. So we've got our original, Chipotle, Pesto, and Smoky Cheddar.
Oh, pesto would be really good, I bet.
Yeah, we love making a pesto and some cherry tomatoes, like for a pasta, especially when it's in season at our house. And to have it just in your pantry and ready to go with organic pesto we get from a local supplier in Ontario, it's delicious. One of my favorite for sure.
So you can either buy it in the variety pack or you can buy it in these packages?
Yep, so then we've got the bulk packs of each. So once you try the variety pack, we've seen that a lot of people will start with that, and then they'll go to one of the bulk packs. If the kids like the smoky cheddar, you just throw it in when you want a quick meal, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make mac and cheese pretty quick.
Okay, so let's start making the mac and cheese.
Okay.
And you can show me how you do this. I also know that people also use things like cauliflower and things to sub in for the pasta and things, in which these would be delicious on.
For sure. So with our products, the way I made it is we call it creamy, saucy, or melty.
Yep.
So depending how much plant-based milk you mix in, it can be creamy, saucy, or melty. For we're going to do a mac and cheese, something like queso we're putting over nachos.
Okay.
We also see that on cauliflower. A lot of people seem to like that. Just sort of cheese it up a little bit. Yeah, and then also
cauliflower on its own is just, it's not that great.
You have to play with it a little bit. Like I've done a couple cauliflower bakes, and actually even with this, I sort of rub it on as a dry rub. And then, if you spice it up, it's good. But there was definitely a couple of cauliflower fails in my house a little bit.
Okay, so let's look at this.
Okay.
So you said plant-based milk. So can you use soya? Can you use almond? Can you use cashew? Is there a preference?
So our preference in the way we made it is unsweetened almond milk. Because it really lends a flavor to our cheese as well.
Okay.
Any unsweetened plant milk works. Just make sure you look, some of them add vanilla in them, which is delicious for a cereal. But I have made the mistake and made a vanilla mac and cheese.
Oh, that wouldn't be good.
Not for me.
No.
So yeah, but unsweetened almond is what we're
Okay.
going to use today, and it works well.
It probably adds a nice sort of differentiation to the cashew taste.
Exactly.
As well. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Should we get started?
We should get started.
Okay, so I already started here. We already cooked our noodles, so we just have the classic macaroni white noodle.
Yep.
So this seems to work really well. I've got a 2-year-old daughter, and she's like, "Daddy, mac and cheese, mac and cheese."
I bet you kids love this.
You know what? Kids do love it, and parents love giving it to the kids because it's so clean.
Yeah.
Just the 5 ingredients. There's others on the market, and they're filled with like oils or all these artificial sweeteners or flavoring.
Yeah.
But I don't mind giving it to my daughter because she eats it, which is a thing in itself with my daughter. But just being healthy, it's great.
You and I chatted a little bit before the segment about that, which is, you can eat plant-based, but you got to really be cognizant of some of the ingredients in the food, right? Like I look at some plant-based items and I don't even know what half those ingredients are. So it's really nice to see something that's very simple and it's only 5 ingredients.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah, and the reason I went plant-based, my wife for sure, but then I grew up playing a lot of sports and working out all the time, but I can never really get in great shape.
Yeah.
And it just, once I went plant-based, I don't know, I have this energy, which I was telling you, I need with my kids. Like without it, I don't know what I'd do, but I just feel good. So when there's products like this, but also there's a lot of amazing other products on the market, it's pretty convenient these days compared to, what it was 10 years ago. We've been getting good feedback. Just the convenience of the products, and we'll see quickly how we can make mac and cheese.
And it's also, I think, great as that, oh my gosh, I just got home and I have 5 minutes to cook dinner.
Exactly. I know when I started the Plantworthy Food, I actually didn't have any kids.
Yeah.
And now I've got, like I was saying, 2-year-old and a 5-month-old, and all of a sudden I'm my own customer because I just want to whip up something quick. This works really well. So I already cooked the noodles here.
Okay.
So just throw the noodles in or keep them in the same pot. I'm going to try and figure this out here. So we get the dual on medium heat. So for the mac and cheese, we say cook it on medium heat.
Okay.
And really what we're going to do is very similar to what you would do with the other cheese powders.
That looks nicer to me than the powdered cheese that you get. Like that doesn't look like it's chemical to me.
No, it's so the turmeric and nutritional yeast is a coloring in that, and it's just if you look at the back ingredients, again, all the spices are from a local supplier here in Ontario, like great people, and wait till you taste this. I think it's delicious, but I'm a little biased.
I bet you are.
Yeah. Okay, so for the creamy.
So how big was of a scoop? It's a half a scoop?
Yeah, so half a cup. And then we're gonna do, because creamy, the ratio is 3 to 1. So we're gonna do a cup and a half of the unsweetened almond milk.
Okay.
So pour this in. And you'll see at first you're gonna look at it and say like, what's going on there? But once over the medium heat,
it sort of thickens it up.
It'll get really thick. It even gets stringy the way that we made this. So you'll start to smell that cheesy flavor from the nutritional yeast.
I can already smell it. It's good.
Yeah, not overpowering though. There's nutritional yeast by itself. I'm not a fan.
No, me
but
either.
if using the right amounts, it's delicious. It gives you that sort of cheese that you're looking for. If you're trying to just transition, like you said, like some people are just doing meatless Mondays or throughout the week, no meat or dairy. And
I find people are just, especially in the meat aisle, are agonizing over the cost of it. So a lot of people are really trying to incorporate less expensive options and plant-based things into their diet.
For sure, yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at that. You can already see it thickening up.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to buy your products, where can they find them?
So in London, we're in a handful of retailers.
Yeah.
Some are Remark, Quartermaster, Sobeys Extra at Wonderland in Oxford.
Okay.
And then we also sell it directly on Amazon, so you can find it there.
Wow, you're selling on Amazon. That's amazing.
Because a lot of people have reached out to us and they're looking for the product, but we just started last year.
Yeah.
So we are growing our distribution network, but it takes time. So yeah, we thought Amazon's a love-hate. Like you want to be on it, but you don't.
Yeah.
But it's great that it does provide access for everyone who's looking to try the product.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can totally see that. That's starting to look really good. So on average, how long does it take to make this?
So on my stove, you know, depending on your noodles,
Yep.
6 to 8 minutes, depends what noodles you have. But once you throw it in here, usually just a couple minutes while it heats up. Now I'm not used to this.
It's a different cooktop.
Yeah, different than we've got at home, but you'll see quickly it'll start to thicken up. I'm just going to turn up the heat a little bit, and then yeah, generally 2 to 3 minutes for it to thicken up.
Yep.
And you'll see in a few minutes here, then essentially it's ready to serve.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I was quite taken aback when you told me, like, this is your business, but then you have the 2 kids, but you
Yes.
have a full-time job as an engineer. So
It
I'm
can
like
be a lot.
trying to figure out how you manage all that or what that looks like.
There's a lot of lists on my phone. So my wife makes fun of me of my list.
Yeah.
But honestly, while I'm holding a 5-month-old, packing all these things to come today,
Yeah.
if I didn't have that while everything is going on, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to get it done.
I'm a huge fan of lists.
Yeah, it's just, it makes things easier because I'm not forgetting things. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's, I don't know, I get it done. It's,
But that's
Yeah.
quite impressive.
yeah, it's, yeah, I enjoy it. I've always been a person who likes to be busy. So yeah, in this, like I said, background in engineering, had no idea about the grocery industry before I started this, but that's sort of the fun in it, right?
It's the fun in it, but it's
Yeah.
a really hard industry.
Yeah,
Oh, now it's thickening up.
yeah. Yeah, we just have to heat it up a little bit here.
But you could just have this with like a nice side salad or something for dinner and be totally fine.
Yeah, if you've got time, sometimes I just eat mac and cheese directly out of the pot.
I feel like there's a lot of mac and cheese being served in your
Yeah,
house.
you know what? Well, actually, there's one brand of plant-based hot dogs that I found recently.
Yeah.
I won't say the brand, but
You're gonna have to share that with me after because I'm looking for one.
It's delicious. It just has the smoky taste, and
Yeah.
fry those up, throw this in, and it's something that I remember like 5, 6 years old. My dad would make us, and my mom would come home from work,
right.
and she would just go.
Hot dogs in the mac and cheese.
Yeah, and she's like, "What are
Yeah.
you doing? This is not a meal." But now I'm a parent with young kids. I'm like, "That is a meal. They're eating it."
It's protein. Here you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. So now the cooktop's going. Yeah, so look how thick and creamy it gets.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, you never know that it's made out of cashews.
Yeah.
And some of the feedback we get, and honestly, it's the most flattering stuff, is usually it's sometimes moms who are trying to push the healthier cooking on their family. They say, I never got my husband or kids, they wouldn't eat some of those other brands on the market,
Yep.
but they have this and they love it. And to me, that's like, you don't need to go fully plant-based,
No.
but just little changes in your diet
Tiny
here and there.
changes makes a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, so now we're ready to...
I'm
we
gonna
could-
steal some because we're running out of time,
Yeah.
and I really want to try it.
And you can see it even gets that
Oh my gosh,
stringiness
that's
to it.
amazing. Oh, I can totally picture hot dogs with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know. Yeah, just give it a little extra something. But yeah, my daughter's a pretty plain eater, just a little bit over 2 years old.
Yep.
And just this by itself, like she devours it. She doesn't use a spoon. She's a
Yep.
little bit more of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's great. And yeah, we seem to be getting good feedback. So thanks a lot for having me today.
Thank you for being here, Andrew.
Yeah.